Daddy Show. Step off.
It's time for the main event.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. It's Friday. We made it. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. I've determined I'll never get the entrance right again. I had a chance. I blew it. You understand? The minute I started screwing around with the music, I blew it. This is what happens. This is why you don't screw around with the music. If there's one thing my daddy always taught me, is that, son, whatever you do, don't screw around with the music. Guess what I did? Screwed around with the music. It's a bad idea. It's a bad look. Don't do it. Big ups and big props to my friend, mentor, and partner in crime, That's Dr. Chris Featherstone to you. He's out in the field this weekend doing some WWE stuff. Good on you, Chris. Have fun, my friend. Be safe out there. Appreciate you. So we've got the ticker ticking. Let's get the logo up here, shall we? Oh, we shall. Whenever I get to it, hold your water. There it is. Man, I'm in a pretty good mood. How's everybody's week been? Am I lagging at all? If you're looking at me thinking, Tom, something's different, you're much better looking. You're right. Thank you. However, the beard got trimmed, the hair got cut. I said, enough of this. They've sent a search party to find me because they couldn't find me underneath all the hair. So I took care of that. All right. So I'm good. Hope you guys are good. Happy Friday to you. As we said, share the show, kids, if you will, on your feeds. Please smash the like button. I can't ask you this enough before I tell anybody, hey, I need everybody here to smash the like button. Please and thank you. We got up to a pretty good number last week, so let's get it up there again today. Cost you nothing. Doesn't put any money in my pocket. But, man, it makes me feel good. Makes me feel as though you and I are good and that we're friends, that you love me. We all really just want to be loved, don't we? Don't we? I know what you're thinking. We're just coming here to talk about wrestling. What are you talking about? I'm good. Before we start saying hello, I like to kick off the show with a little something I call shameless plug time. So here we go. If you are watching and or listening to Tom Clark's Main Event, what's up? Thanks for hanging out. I'm Tom. This show has been in existence. I'll get it out. This show has been in existence since 2014. This is episode number 318. You read that right. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. This has typically been a one-man show in the past. I've had a multitude of guest hosts on here, guest co-hosts on here. We've interviewed several talents over the years. I thoroughly enjoy doing this show, even though one day it will be the death of me. Dude, live without a net, baby. You know what they say? If it happened live, it was not a mistake. It was an accident. Where was I? This is the flagship show of Boink Studios. Boink Studios is my production company. And there you have it. Tom Clark's Main Event. First one out the gate. First one here. Last one to leave. All the time. All right. The second podcast I want to tell you about here today, kids, is Tom Clark's 6M podcast. That is movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. Okay. We cover everything. If it falls under an M, it's fair game for the 6M podcast. We have a blast on that show. Please subscribe and download. Neither that show nor this show costs you a thing. My content is not behind a paywall. Free to subscribe, free to download. Please take advantage of it and tell me what you think, and I hope you enjoy the content. Podcast number 3, and you knew there would be a third one because I don't sleep, is Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast starring yours truly, along with Joe Higgins and Jay Luft. Jay Luft from the Untitled Wrestling Pod and Joe Higgins from Damn It Vince and Hallmark of Greatness. There you go. We have just finished season 1. I can't say without smiling. It makes me very happy. 10 episodes in season 1. We finished it last night. Took us 9.5 hours. But it was so much fun. The premiere of Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast is what day? You got it. Saturday, August 12th. I'm telling you something. I'm so excited. We've coincided the premiere of the show to be on the same day as the opening kickoff of the Premier League in England. That's right. If you're an English football fan, and you know you are, then you knew that was coming. And if you're a Ted Lasso fan and you know you are, then guess what? You should be subscribing to us on social media. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Two Nations Pod. It's real easy. At Two Nations Pod, P-O-D. Remember to subscribe to the show on all the major platforms. And like the other two podcast kids, once again, it's free to subscribe, free to download. Please do so today. If you like Ted Lasso, I will guarantee you one thing. You will enjoy this show. It may not be the greatest Ted Lasso podcast you ever listen to, but I promise you, you will enjoy it. Because, brother, we bring love to it. We bring heart to it. We bring humor to it, just like the show brought to you. What more could you ask for? Now I'm ready to say hello. Thanks for sharing the show. Thanks for smashing the like button. Please continue to do so. And thank you. Brino, because you have the best picture ever. Dude, don't be calling me this because I can get used to this. Mr. Conciliary. Are you calling yourself this? Is this a Brino name? I don't know what more I can do. How do I got to take you off the screen. I don't need you on the screen with me looking like that. Are you kidding me? That's bad for my image. You're making me look bad, dude. Look at that picture. My God. Ladies love Brino. I'm telling you right now. Did you see that pic? Holy Lord. Don't be upstaging me again. This is my show. This is my record. How'd that Prince line go? Don't you ever touch my stereo. This is my record. Ray all day. What's up, baby? Good to see you. Sugar Shane. Yes, sir. We talked about quite a bit about Adrian last week. Didn't we? Didn't we mention Adrian last week, or did I just post it? I can't remember. Seems like it happened in the meantime, yeah? Listen, we'll get into Adrian here shortly. Shane, bring him back up for me. We'll get there. Ron, what's going on? Ron is celebrating the entrance of Ray, not Dean, but Cole. E, I'm going to wish you happy birthday. You hear me? There you go. Happy birthday, E. What's up, Robbie? Oh, Robbie, sorry to hear that, my friend. All the best to them. Well wishes for sure. Hoping for the best, okay? For sure. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. The crowd behind the Ray, he's taking a shot at you. Y'all need to hook it up, man. Y'all need to mix it up in the ring, baby. We'll get you a ring. We'll make it happen. Ray, remember how I told you 7 days ago I hadn't forgot about you? I still haven't forgot about you. We legitimately need to get it on the calendar somewhere. T-Money, I'll take that. Brino, have you heard T-Pain sing War Pigs by Black Sabbath? Generals gathered in their masses. How's it go? Just like witches, black mass. I'm probably getting the verse wrong. T-Pain kills War Pigs by Black Sabbath. Go listen. Get off my screen, dude. You're too pretty. Jesus. Beatles. Tim says Beatles song says all you need is love. That's right. All you need is love and or cash. I'll take cash as well. Ray, you going to listen to our show, yeah? Please? Two Nations Under Ted Lasso podcast. Did I mention it premieres next Saturday, 12th? Did I, huh? You betcha. Be looking for it. Be looking for it, baby. That's all I'm saying. Hey, E? Nah. We really want to go there, E. You know how I feel. You do know how I feel. And I'm not putting up that hateful comment about the gray hair. Dude, really? Now that song's in my head. War Pigs is in my head by Black Sabbath. Let's see. What's up, Will? How you doing, my friend? I'm trying to say hello. Yeah, Bruno, go look that up and get off my screen. Chris with a K, what's going on, dude? Chris with a K ain't saying hey to me, or did he? If you did, I apologize. All right, guess what we're going to do today? You because you demanded it, because you asked for it, because you begged and pleaded and threatened me and my mom and my family for it. I'm going to deliver. You know what I'm delivering? ATA number 5. That's right. It's the 5th edition of Ask Tom Anything. I know what you're thinking. Tom, you only do the ATAs when you haven't prepared for the show because you've been too busy. You know what I say to that? Balderdash. That's what I say. Balderdash. A pox on that thought. Are you kidding me? I assure you there are no shenanigans on my end. None. None. And anyone who accuses me of said shenanigans, I will warn you, there will be consequences and repercussions, likes of which you've never witnessed before. Know that. Fine, I wasn't ready. Hey, man. Hey, look, I'm busy. I'm a busy guy. Everybody tell you, Tom's busy, man. Don't be calling Tom. He's busy. Can you get a hold of Tom? I can't. You notice how I do the pantomime phone? It's the old fashioned 1980s with the receiver. Actually, that could be like the flip phone, right? And then you close that sucker back. People listening to the show and not watching it are entirely confused. They have no idea what's going on. Let's do this. This is a nice way of saying for the next 45 minutes or so, we're doing open floor here, basically. It's Ask Tom Anything. We're going to do rapid fire. Ray says everybody's saying Cole's turning heel. I can't see it. No, MJF's turning on Cole. That's it. We're moving on. I'm not wasting time on this. I love MJF. I enjoy a lot of what AEW does. I love Adam Cole. MJF's turn on Adam Cole. I can't believe they're trying to get us to believe. It's an exercise in futility. No one in that crowd believes at MJF's face. No one. You don't. I don't. That dude over there doesn't, and that woman over there doesn't either. No one does. Want to know why? Because they've pulled this before. If this was the first time they'd ever pulled this, if they'd never done all that stuff before, they teased the life out of it and made you think he was turning face, I would think that this is maybe legit. This is not legit. This is not legit. My thoughts on Collision this past, I think Collision's turning in some darn fine programming. I do. I enjoyed Collision, man. I did. I'm a fan of that show. Ratings are what they are. I don't really care. I don't really care anything about ratings anymore. I never really cared to begin with. I only gave them to you because people asked me to, if I'm being straight. It was just something else to go over during the course of the show. I don't really care about them. I think Collision's a good show. Ron says, name some talent from the indies. Brother, are you talking local? Because I'm not as plugged into local as I used to be, as in I'm not plugged in at all. So I have no answers for local indies. But in terms of independent circuit, that's it. Independent circle. Dude, I'm not saying all the good talent's been signed. We all know that's not true, but a lot of the good talent's been signed. A lot of it. And that's good. That's not a bad thing. That's nothing to sneeze at. A lot of it. Brother, I don't have a good answer for you, man. I'll say TGA, if I'm being honest. TGA, Great Alexander Moss. I will say TJ Boss. I will say, is TJ still working? I hope he is. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. You could tell I've been disconnected for a while, yeah? Chris with the K says, how many surprises do you think is going to happen at SummerSlam tomorrow night? Bray in the hat and the flowered shirt. Give it to me. I don't know. Maybe. Here's what I'll tell you. Listen, I've been upfront, transparent about this for a while. I do not watch WWE full time. I do not hate the company. I do not. I do not hate the fans of that company. I don't hate the talent of that company. It's just not for me. It's not their style of wrestling. Is nothing that I enjoy watching. No disrespect to the talent who continue to work hard to put on a good show for you and yours. I'm just not a fan. I can't get granular and tell you exactly what everything's going on. I'm not sure. I'm just being straight with you. Okay. I hope it's a good show. I hope everybody's safe. I hope the production's good. I hope they sell the place out. They probably have. And I hope everybody makes a ton of money and everybody gets home safely. And it's a great show. I really, truly do. I have no ill will toward anybody in that company. Except the guy what runs it. What interesting news story have you heard this week? Brino, are you still here? What interesting news story have y'all heard this week about that there WWE and that boss what said, "I'll never quit, pal"? Hey, man. Roll around the dirt, roll around the mud with pigs, you might get dirty. I'm just saying, baby. Chad, too bad. Chad, you not a Leo Rush guy? Please elaborate. I'd like to hear your opinion. I like Leo Rush. I keep the personal politics out of it of how he's left companies in the past. I try not to let that get to me because if I do, it'll jade my opinion of him. And I don't want to do that. Have I seen the video of Michael J. Fox playing guitar with Coldplay? I think so. It's a few years old, isn't it? Pretty sure I've seen it. Yeah, I have seen it. It's good. It's really good. I love that guy. Have you seen his documentary? Whew, it's powerful. Oh, I can't talk about it. I'll cry. There's a scene where he's sitting on the beach with his son and they hold hands. It's, oh my God, I can't talk about it. Whew. It's intense. It's intense. I love that guy. I love that guy. I can't talk about it. Chris the K said, did John Cena show up on Impact? No. Yeah, listen. I interviewed Rob years ago. I like Rob. I don't dislike Rob. No one take this wrong or negatively, okay? I don't. He looks like he's in good shape. His arms look great. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Jack Perry next week. For all we know, Rob Van Dam will look 20 years young again. I don't know. I was going to give you the typical lineup. Do I need to see him on my TV in 2023? Absolutely not. I don't want to do that. I gave that line before, and it feels like it's too cheap, and it's a cheap shot. And I don't want to do that. Tim says, "Love Me Do" or "She Loves You" was the first. Love Me. It was "Love Me Do" was their first hit, right? "She Loves You" wasn't the first hit. It was "Love Me Do." Excuse me. I thought "P.S. I Love You" was their first hit. "Love Me Do" is their first hit for sure, not "She Loves You." Heard Goldberg is going to fight at SummerSlam versus Grayson Waller. I heard that too. I'll believe it when I see it. Where'd you go, Ray? There you are. I'll believe it when I see it. Next time I work your area, I'll send you an invite. Let me introduce you to some shows. Sure, I'm up for it. I'm up for it. Why not? Shane, thank you for bringing up Adrian again. The best. Brito, I see your comment, man. I'm tempted to put it up. Don't make me put it up. Because I'm a big fan of what you just said. And I want to put it up. Sorry, Shane. The best Adrian straight match I've seen was Adrian versus Jerry Lawler. I don't remember any of Adrian's matches per se. Adrian wasn't an album guy. You know what I'm saying? Well, how do I do this? Adrian wasn't a hit single guy. Adrian was an album guy. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Are you known for your hit records or are you known for your albums, which have really good material on them? I think he's an album guy. Adrian, I have nothing but praise and admiration for Exotic Adrian Street. I love that guy. All respect and love and sincerity to his family, friends, and fans. I love Adrian Street. You want to see a guy get the crowd? Go back and watch Adrian Street. Brino and anybody in this audience listening now or after the fact that has ever tried to work a crowd will tell you Adrian Street was a master. And he didn't even have to try hard. He'd tie his hair up in the ponytails or in the pigtails. Pigtails? Yeah. Paint his face, put on lipstick, come out sashaying with a feather boa. He took Gorgeous George from here to here. And he went there. You know what you watch when you watch Adrian Street match from the 80s? You know what you watch? Don't watch Adrian. Watch the crowd. I love that line. Because you watch the crowd and there's old women in that crowd going, oh my God. Oh, and they're all looking. He got him like that. He got him. It just wasn't even hard. He played into people's prejudices, but he also played into people's level of comfort, of which for homosexuals, they had zero. And Adrian wasn't homosexual. His valet, they've been married for years. I think they were always married, right? I mean, it was a great gimmick. Everyone that did it after Adrian gave it the good old college try. No one did it like Adrian. No one quite did it like Gorgeous George, and Gorgeous George didn't portray himself to that degree. But again, Adrian took it to the next level. I love Adrian Street, baby. Love it. Yeah, Ray, he got arrested again. Brina, I really want to put your comment up. Big time. Big time. Oh, Chad, did you elaborate on the Leo Rush comment? You did not, did you? Tony like Kyle O'Reilly had a setback. I look like Kyle O'Reilly had a setback. Are you being like all like that? What did I do to you, Chad? I gave you a nickname, Chad. Oh, wait. Are you oh, my God. I took that wrong. You see how I read that, Chad? That's awesome. Either way, it's hilarious. He's telling me, well, Tom looks like Kyle O'Reilly had a setback. But what it looked like to me was Tom looks like Kyle O'Reilly had a setback. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. That is hilarious. I love that. Either way, I'm good with it. Ray all day. My son is good, man. My son is good. We don't hang like we used to. I miss my kid. He lives in my house, and I miss my kid. Wasn't that weird? By the way, kids, you have successfully liked my show. Thank you much. If you're here and you still haven't liked my show, shame on you. No cookie for you later. None. And I got a bunch of them. Mark Harris. I'm doing good, my friend. How you been? Brett says they were talking about a segment with the Grayson Waller effect. Don't know who will be the guest. Goldberg. Yeah. Shane says it's been 5 years since the wrestling world lost Brian Christopher. Let me tell you what happened. I was editor for the Floor Seat at the time. And Brian Christopher died. Bad News Brown died, right? Within the same week. Tell me if I'm wrong. We had 2 wrestlers die in the same week, I think. And I'm the one covering the news at that time. So any breaking news, or I'm covering it. I'm like, I'm tired of writing obituaries here. This sucks. Robbie says Zac Efron is doing the Von Erichs movie. Yes, he is. If another legend was to have a big screen movie about them, whose life would you want to see? What I have to play the wrestler? I don't have a wrestler, but Paul Giamatti should play Paul Heyman. Paul Giamatti would be a wonderful Paul Heyman. I could see that happening. I think it would be great. Favorite Michael Jackson song? I'm partial to Jam. I love Jam. I mean, I like Jelly, but I'm talking about the song Jam. That song is great. The one that he and Janet did together, Scream, excellent tune. Excellent tune. Mark says, any theories as to why Bray Wyatt need him back and finish what he started? I think a lot of that's up to him. It's not all up to him, but a lot of it's up to him. I mean, whatever creative, not control, but say so they gave him, if you believe any of the negativity around Bray, and I'm not saying I do, but a lot of that negativity through the years has been, if you leave Bray unchecked, he goes a little too nuts with it. Look, I don't know if it's true or not, baby. I don't know. I'm just letting you know what I read, what I heard, whatever. That's not to say that it's true. Tim, you always want, pardon me, Ray on my show. Brino, I've had Brino on the show. Where you been, Tim? I had Brino on the show. That's when I first met Brino's. I had him on the show. Chad Too Bad says your top favorites AEW all roster considered. Your top favorites AEW. I think Orange Cassidy's in the running for Wrestler of the Year. That's how I feel. I think he's been tremendous for them. Darby Allin's great for them for a lot of different reasons. MJF, of course, is the man. He's excellent at what he does. Not many people can do it better than he can. I love Jay White, which is maybe not a popular answer because he's not a world champion or a heavyweight contender, whatever. But I love me some Jay White. Always have. There's other guys in that company. I think Powerhouse Hobbs has come a heck of a long way in his time. Powerhouse Hobbs, if Powerhouse Hobbs can work a match without killing you, that dude's learned something. And here's what I mean by that. He's so big and so strong. For him to work you in a match and you don't break a sweat, but it looks like he killed you, that's an art form. This is why pro wrestling's called an art form. Anybody tell you that? It's called an art form because it looks like you and I just beat the living dog out of each other for the past 30 minutes. But in the locker room, we're smiling. We feel great. We're not hurt. We're barely bruised. That's an art form. It really, truly is. And it's hard in some styles and some respects to walk away from any wrestling match without being bruised and beaten and banged up. Ray says, saw the dark side of the ring, Bash the Beach 2000. Can't believe Hogan was that selfish. Nobody wanted to see Booker T go over. Does that selfish? Nobody wanted to see Booker T go over? Hogan and selfish goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Chad, also, you got to put Cody in there. You got to put Cody. You have to put Cody in there, man. Kenny Omega's got to be in there for sure. What's up, Charles? We have talked a little bit about Adrian Street. By the way, kids, if you're just showing up like Charles did, what's up, Chuck? This is Ask Tom Anything number 5 on the year. Hey, all right. Well, not on the year, but since May, actually. It's been a while. Whatever you got for me, keep it clean, keep it respectful. I'll try to answer it. Oh, Chad says never liked him. Rush since he was the mouth Robbie. That's fair. They really pushed that down your throat, didn't they? I really like him a lot, though. Chad says his favorite Prince song is Housequake. Interesting. Ray says, what about Rock My World or Remember the Time? Remember the Time? It's a good song. Yeah. Now I got the one in my head when he had the big afro. Rock With You. By the way, in case you didn't know, we've covered Michael Jackson on the 6M podcast. Go look it up. It's in the archives. We covered the Thriller album. A little tiny album you may have heard something about. Sold 12 billion copies on other planets and whatnot. They're listening to it. Huge. It's in the archives of the 6M podcast. Go listen to it. You'll enjoy it. You better. If you don't, you suck. I'm kidding. Well, you might suck. I don't know. Everyone, please welcome Faye Divine. Is that your real last name? You don't have to tell me. That's a great name. Faye Divine from the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. Hey, Faye. Oh, my God, that's good. Hey, Faye. I listen to your guys' show all the time. I stay up to date. I have podcasts in my ears all the time. All the time. I'm not playing. And UWP is one I listen to constantly. I love Jay White. He is great. Chad Tupad says, Tom, match of the year, AW, I'll go FTR versus Bullet Club 2 out of 3. That's hard to beat. That's really hard. I don't know if I can beat that. I don't even think I can put anything up to compete with it. Faye might, but I don't think I can. Adam Cole's great, Ray, but if we're talking all-time AEW, give it another year. It's hard to compete with top 5 all-time AEW. He'll get there, I'm sure. At least I hope he does for me. But, like, I love him. I don't know if I'd put him top 5 right now. No disrespect. Well, CM Punk face MJF to do a title unification. By the way, we got our main event. What we think is going to be our main event for that little all-in show over there in merry old England, right? MJF defending against Adam Cole, and MJF's going to stab him in the back. I mean, I don't know how else to put it to you. Maybe they'll swerve me. I don't know. Ron says Vince will serve a subpoena and search warrant, not arrested, and it appears to be a continuation from last year's checking the stock deals. The guy trying to sue because of the sale and whatnot. Yeah, listen, it's not good news, no matter how you slice it. This guy is, he effed up. He effed up, and he won't own it. I don't think he's owned it one time. And I think they'll take that company from his cold, dead hands. I don't care who he sold to. I don't care who he sold to. It doesn't make a difference to me. Doesn't make a difference to me at all. From his cold, dead hands, I'll tell you. Just as we talked about it, I love Juice Robinson as well. He's great. Faye says, I study live performance art in university, more on the theater side, but I would love to someday to write something on wrestling as something doing along the lines to this. You talking about like writing in the wrestling business? It's interesting. It's politics. For as many guys who came up to me, man, my lighting's off today. You see, I got stuff. Look at that. See that? It's my lighting. For as many times as wow, that's insanely bad. I might put up an actual green screen behind me. That'll stop all the hoo-ha nonsense going on with that virtual background, dude. As many times as I had guys come up to me and say, what am I doing? Or I would tell them what they're doing, and they would be cool. Sometimes I had guys, not all the time, but sometimes it was, you could read a guy and tell that they didn't want to do something. Sometimes if you knew the talent already, you knew if that person was or wasn't receptive. Sometimes especially if you had veterans, I didn't give anything to veterans. You know what I gave to veterans? I gave to veterans, here's the finish we'd like. Here's the finish we want. I don't care how you get there. You guys work it out. That'd be how I'd present it to them. Because I never believed in overproducing matches. I produced women's matches. That was fun for me. But I tried to be as respectful to them as I was to the men, because that's the way it should be, right? But again, if you have professionals in front of you and you just take it, you assume they all are, unless you got rookies. Rookies, you're running the show. When I got rookies in front of me, I would tell them exactly what I wanted done, not move for move. I'd still be respectful, but I'd say something like, here's the finish, and do me a favor. I'd like to see 2 things in the match, and then give it to them. And again, it's about giving them input, and don't let them think that you're running the show and don't want to hear what they have to say. Sugar Shane said, Tom McKinney make his comment on the Elite signing a new contract. Do you ever see Kenny versus CM Punk? Yes, I think it'll happen. I don't think they can keep them apart for each other for long. I just don't think they can. I don't think they should. Look, if the boss let the guy come back and the Collision locker room's okay with Punk, I'm not saying, Kenny, put on your big boy pants, because I'm not the one he attacked. So who am I to tell Kenny Omega what to do? I don't care if he likes the guy or not. But at some point, you would think that he'd just want to do business and get this over with. But I can't speak for him, yeah? Favorite 1980s territory and why? Hands down, Jim Crockett. Crockett Promotions, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Hands down. Adam Cole versus Tom Clark. Who wins? Whoever the booker puts over. Whatever name gets underlined, that's the guy going over. I'm not playing that game with you. Ray's in here, man. Come on. Central States, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. Everybody's voting for me. Hey. What's up, Marie? Going to Coliseum, Greensboro, South Carolina tomorrow, yeah? Isn't it? Is it? Is it? No, it's not. Is it? No. That's next week. They're in Greenville in 3 weeks, I think. I never got tickets for that. I'd like to. By the way, kids, go follow, like, and subscribe Peaches and Power Bombs, the all-lady podcast. You'll enjoy it. It's good. E says, favorite viewer of Tom's Clark main event that was born on August 5th. Cough, cough, wink, wink. You should see a doctor get that cough check there, E. I'm not playing that game. You're nice to me now, but you'll be mean to me later, dude. Tim said, love to see Orange. Does Orange Cassidy never work cheeseburger? That'd be fun. Everybody loves cheeseburger. Y'all know that. Cheeseburger gets the orange punch. I'm just thinking about how fun that would be. Orange punch to cheeseburger. Our Fox heel turn was cool. Oh. Did you see him with Swerve? That dude is straight up heel, man. Woo. I wouldn't cross him. He was a great babyface, but he's going to be a killer heel. Whew. Interesting. Chad Too Bad says, have you ever been to a wrestling show live where something crazy went on, especially if it was a taped show? Crazy as in unexpected? I went to see WWE back in the day when Triple H and Shawn Michaels and the DX gang were in the ring encouraging girls to take their bras off and stuff. I remember that. And you know, like all those girls were plants. They told them where they'd be in the stands, right? I think that when the ref was mic'd up, I think he probably told them. I'm just guessing that part. I don't know. But I remember one time we go to see him and this girl, I mean, they're impressive. I'm not blind. Guess who else wasn't blind? The little kid sitting in front of her. And dudes running down the aisles with their phones to get video of her naked chest. And I'm thinking, you guys never seen naked woman before? Well, probably many of you haven't. At that point, I'd seen a few naked women up close in real life. But, the little kids right in front of her, that was a treat. Yeah. Hey, whatever. That was weird. In terms of weird stuff happening, nothing crazy, nothing too crazy. Remember the night that DX was in the ring and Rock came out and cut a promo on SmackDown and he pointed up to the screen and they showed Stone Cold in the crane and they had the wrecking ball coming down to blow up the DX bus. Does anybody remember that? Bueller? I was there that night. That was in Charlotte. So here's a funny story. SmackDown was taped at that time, remember? That didn't go down as advertised. That didn't go down as it was broadcast. When that wrecking ball came down, that bus did not explode. First of all, what's in the top of the bus to make the bus explode? Is that what the gas tanks are? What is this? Ridiculous, yeah? Here's what happened. That ball comes down and it goes like that. That's a free advertisement. And then it goes and it does that like 4 times. And it barely taps. They cut back to the I don't know what to call it, the seat. And Austin's like, you can tell Austin's trying to figure it out. So by this time, SmackDown's off the air. So the crowd, every time the ball went up and it was coming down, we'd go, oh, boom, and nothing ever happened. And we did it like 4 or 5 times, right? Well, they quit cutting to Austin in the crane. And I'm like, they just replaced him with an operator. Well, sure enough, the next time the ball went down, it hit hard enough to set off the boom. Boom. And we all went nuts because you play along and they screwed it up, but it's fine. No one had heartburn. So it was the end of the show. People are starting to file out. There was like 6 of us that came together that night, right? So I'm standing there and whatever I was with an ex at that time, right? And she goes, why are you still here? And I'm like, come back. Everybody come back. And I'm yelling down the aisle. They're all walking this way. I'm like, come back. And they look back and they're like, why? I said, there's no way he's not coming out after that. He came back after the neck injury, after the surgery. He's come back to active competition. He hadn't retired yet. I said, there's no way he's not going to come out after that. They screwed up the bus spot. Plus, he'll probably come out anyway. The place was filtering out. Guess what happened? Right. And here he comes. And people were racing back down. It was like a Marx Brothers film. Like Keystone Cops fumbling over each other. People flying back down into the arena, racing from concessions because you can hear the glass break a mile away. People running up in there. And it was so cool. He came out, and by that time, DX had left. They'd done that. We're mad because of our bus. So Austin comes out. Shane comes out, and he tries to sneak up on him. So Austin stuns him, drops him, and then he helps him up, and he helps him up with a beer, and he's like, okay. And he stuns him, drops him like 3 times, whatever it was. And Austin had some weight on him because he had surgery. He had been sitting on his couch recovering, I guess, and he wasn't back in ring shape. He didn't come back to the ring until like a month or so later, 2 later, whatever it was. He just made an appearance that night. That's a great story. There's the true story behind it. Bruno. Tomorrow's Greenville. There you go. Gathering in Charlotte. Bruno Royce is wrestling in Blacksburg. Oh, there you go. Nice. Bruno, you still here? Bruno, have fun and be safe, my friend. I'm not putting your silly comment up. Shane says, I'm still confused about the Bash the Beach incident. Someone is lying. Russo or Bischoff, and to me, Jeff Jarrett was caught in the middle. To me, Jarrett should have pulled a no-show. You're talking about when Jarrett laid down for Hogan? There's different versions of this. One version is that it was all real, that Hogan, went along with it, but he said what he said on the mic, and it was pretty vicious what he said. He said, it's BS like this if this company's in the shape it's in. I'm like, you sure it's not your fault there, Hulk? Mr. Creative Control? I don't know. Then other versions say that, no, Jarrett was in on it. Hogan was in on it. It was all work because it was Vince Russo trying to do that nonsense. Because I think Russo was there, yeah, at that time. I don't have an excellent, great answer for you on that. I'm unclear on it as well. Tim said, by the way, is that Okada in your pick? I'm loving that. Bruno and Tom Bruno and Ray Dean would make excellent heels with their manager. I'm not working. Bray's taking the heat in that match. I'm not doing it. I'll be Bruno's manager if he ever wants one. I haven't been a manager in years. I don't know if anybody even want me, dude. Don't look at me. I'm like, I got digital stuff happening. I'm like Max Headroom up in here. If you get that joke, you're old. Well, not too old. He says at a house show 2017 when Jenner was the WWE champ, some fans attempted to jump guardrail and take the title, morons. Security tackled the guy good. Dasha Fuentes was the ring announcer. She ran. She should. What's up, Josh? How you doing, my friend? Chad says, Mommy Monday Night Raw a long time ago in Topeka, Kansas. The Godwins, one of the brothers, punched a fan and started a fight, but it was not on TV. Crowd was chanting, lawsuit. I was not on the air on Raw. That's crazy. He says Mount Rushmore, R&B, or rap groups, any era. Mount Rushmore of R&B or rap groups, any era. This is not that hard for me. NWA, Public Enemy, R&B or rap, NWA, Public Enemy. How far back are we going to go here to the R&B? How you not put Boys to Men on that? If you go way back, are we talking Temptations, Four Tops? How far back are we going? Yeah. Wu-Tang Clan. How you leave them off that? That's tough, man. That's tough. Nate Dogg says, wasn't as big as the Iconics pop for winning the tag belts at Kofi Mania. Well, you were there. You had the big spotlight in your face the whole time. Isn't that what happened? Oh, I haven't been called Bishop in a long time. I've been called a lot worse than Bishop, I'll tell you. That's the truth. Ron says, I mean, I would tend to believe Bischoff never over Russo because, well, it's Vince Russo. I'd believe my cat over Vince Russo, dude. My cat could tell me anything. Best flavored whiskey. Brother, I've never drank in my life. I couldn't answer that. There you go, Tim. I knew I liked you for a reason. Sam Cooke. Great answer. Love some Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke. Not the best person. There's some bad stories about Sam Cooke. And they all seems to be true. Ooh. But an amazing voice, an amazing singer. Marvin Gaye, 100%. Ain't no Mount Rushmore can hold all these dudes. That mountain needs to be way bigger. Way bigger. Prince, absolutely. You know there's no ladies up in here? Faye was here. Marie's here. They're both gone, man. Bunch of dudes here. Chad Too Bad says, speaking of Public Enemy, favorite song that could be favorite PE song? I have one, and I can't remember the name of it. Oh. Ray's hit me already. Look here. Beastie Boys are outcasts. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And you can't. I say both. It's my answer. I don't care. I say both. I say both. You don't know why? You know why? Because I'm not answering that. That's too hard. His question's so big, it's covering up my pretty face. Part 2, Q-Tip or Method Man. I'm not doing that either. You give style points. You give style and substance to Q-Tip. You give flavor and swagger to Meth. That's how you do that. But I'm not picking. No. And in fact, this Adam Cole question better be good. I'm not going to give you anything. If Adam Cole came to your house and invited you and your family to see an exclusive showing of Iron Claw with unlimited popcorn and various Coke and Pepsi products, yeah, because I don't drink soda. You can have all that. Later, I wanted to get Chinese food and Chinese food after the popcorn. I could actually do that. And ice cream and one, is that cookie or donut? Could I? Yes, you could. Yes, you could. I don't, dude. I don't drink. I never have in my life. Never had a reason to. Never had a reason to. Nate says whiskey flavored whiskey is good. Doug says, who returns at SummerSlam, Randy Orton or Bray Wyatt or both? Isn't it interesting how we're discussing the possibility of these two guys coming back when they had that feud years ago? My heart says Bray, my head says Randy. Randy's in town for it, evidently. It's what I've heard. Love Temptations. Love them. I prefer Temptations over the Four Tops. You don't pick. How do you not pick Tip here, man? You can't. Come on now. You can't leave him out, though. You don't leave out Beastie Boy. Come on now. Fight the Power is a great song. I know the song, but I don't know the name of it. Oh, it'll come to me later. Now I might listen to some PE on the way home. Can't Trust It's a great song. 100%. Dolly Parton announced today she is not touring anymore. And to me, Merle Haggard is the best. Okay. I love Dolly. Dolly's a class act. Class act. Yeah. Bobby Roode. Yeah. Heard that too. He's working as producer on SmackDown. Nate says Method Man is the only rapper to ever tie big on a track. Ooh. I love Method Man, dude. He's effing great. I like that Tony lost the belt. I don't like that she lost it, but I think she is great. And I think the timing's fine. I think it was fine. I think it's time you drop a belt. You know what I mean? I don't know that Tony necessarily needed the belt to begin with. They had to give it to somebody after Hayter because Hayter got hurt, and I think Tony was the perfect choice. I don't think she needs to keep it 6 months. You know what I mean? I think it's fine they dropped it, honestly. All right, here we go. This week's Who's the Wrestler is all female. So what were the names? Nora Benshoff, brother. I don't know that one. This is hard. Lisa Varon. That's Luna Vachon, isn't it? No, wait. That's not right, is it? Brother, I don't have this at all. Jessica Creason. I don't know. You got me here. Lisa Varon sounds. Lisa Varon, is she what is Lisa Varon? The Widow's Peak, that move. Isn't that her? What's Victoria? Isn't that Lisa Varon? Chad says, have you noticed lately AEW having several matches with surprise outcomes? Wednesday's triple threat for one. I didn't mind at all. I like to see. I like surprises. Surprises are fun. I enjoy them. Tim says, Temptations, New Kids on the Block. Really? Interesting. 4 p.m. I don't know who that is. Am I missing something in New Edition? I know New Edition. I was right about the Victoria. I didn't get the other two. We got 4 minutes to top the hour, kids. I'm not going to open the floor. The floor's been open for an hour. Where you been? I got to go pick up my niece and nephew out of this. Not like I'm divulging my location to you. You ever see people go on to Facebook and tell you everywhere they're going to be the next week? You know what I mean? We're going on vacation and we're going to go stay at this hotel called the so-and-so in this city that's out of the country. Boy, I miss my hometown and being at home where all my valuable stuff is locked up. Wish I was, hope nobody breaks in and steals my stuff. You idiot. What's wrong with people, man? Are you kidding me? Telling the whole world where you are all the time. You've lost your freaking mind, dude. You know how many wackadoodles are sitting on Facebook right now? You're here, aren't you? I'm just kidding. I just relaxed. A joke. These are just jokes. Hey, I'm here. What have I got to complain about? Text me. Yeah, okay. This might be a possibility. I don't know about 4 p.m. Why don't I know this? I'm not disputing your opinion. You might be right. Why do I not know 4 p.m.? Thank you, Chris with a K. Charles with a C. Charles with a Ch. And even then, you wouldn't tell them online, right? Hogan talked about having to pay Marvel licensing revenue to use Hulk Hogan. Right. So what happened was, I think it was Vince. They started billing him as the Incredible Hulk Hogan. That's what got them in trouble, I believe. I've known this since I was a kid. They tried to bill him as, I think if they just left it alone and just called him Hulk Hogan, it would have slipped under the radar. But you can't call yourself the Incredible Hulk Hogan for crying out loud, because Hulk is a word. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah. I don't know the details of that. You should know, counselor. I don't know the specifics of that. The only real comparison I have is Thor. You can't copyright Thor because Thor is a mythological character. I could write a book on Thor all day long. No one can stop me, right? Technically, I think Thor's public domain, but I can't call him the mighty Thor. And I can't draw him with long blonde hair and the metal helmet and the red and blue, because then I'll get sued, right? Because that's the likeness. But I can write anything I want to write on. DC had a book on Thor at the time that Marvel did the mighty Thor. They couldn't stop him. They just made him look different. And then fans are like, what's this? You just confused in the marketplace. I guess you could sue over that, supposedly, right? I guess you could. But I think that's where WB and company got in trouble. Air Jackson, you are so late. Shame on you. I was about to call you Ray. Shame on you, Russ. It's okay, man. Do I want your set? Don't give it to me here. No, Chris, it's cool. I know. I'm just saying, people who get on here and give their locations all the time and tell people what they're doing. I had a buddy, you know what he'd do on Facebook? His post would start off with, well, like he's talking on the phone. You typed out well with a comma, right? Well, today was a bust because, doctor didn't call and the dog threw up in the bathroom. This isn't a country song. I don't need to know everything that happened today. That's why country songs are boring to me. Plus, they can't sing. Plus, the music's horrible. Hey, look out. That's why I don't care about what you did today. I listen to NWA talking about smoking some fool, but I don't want this other stuff. Got up and fixed a burger and drank beer and rode a truck. I don't care. So who all owned their names and who didn't? You talking about? Well, of course, in WWE, I think it depends on, because like Brett owns Brett the Hitman, right? Brett owns Brett the Hitman. He took that with him. I don't think Austin owns Stone Cold. Because, and I'll tell you why, because Austin's beer is Broken Skull IPA. Because otherwise it would have been Stone Cold. But he couldn't use that. I'm not very good at this. I'm guessing at some of it, but that's that part I know. I don't know that Sean owns Heartbreak Kid. Hey, look. They owned American Dream. This is why there's scumbags in that company. There's a difference between, well, for legal reasons, shut up. This is Dusty. That's why Cody had the word dream tattooed on his chest. Number one, it's his dad. Number two, they wouldn't allow him to use that name. They wouldn't allow him to use the name Rhodes. They took Rhodes away from Cody. But what did Cody do? Went right back to him. Hey, look, it's not my job. If he's happy, go with God, brother. I don't care. Thanks, Tim. I'm not very active on the threads there, am I? All right, kids, it's 5:02. Unless you got a couple more for me, we're going to take this home. I got to put up a green screen. Look at that. That digitizing is driving me nuts. I'm so tired. I didn't sleep much at all last night. I'm going to start singing that Beatles song. All right, we're going to wrap up this show. Chad, you snuck a long one in at the end there, buddy. That reminds me of a story back in the day. A guy in my hometown had a restaurant. His name was Bob McNeary, and he had a big. What was the? What's the thing from Coming to America when they flat out ripped off McDonald's? Flat out ripped off McDonald's. I'm not changing it. They should have to change it. I don't think Vince sees a day in jail. My opinion. But I think Vince pleads over his lifeless body. I think his attorneys will have to talk him into it and physically make him sign whatever he's got to sign to plead. I just don't think he'll go gentle into that good night. Ashley Gay? What's up, Ashley? How are you? It's been rumored that Malachi Black to return to WWE. I don't care. I don't care what's rumored to be. I don't really care about rumors. We'll just see if it happens. Here's what I'll say about Malachi Black. Malachi Black and the House of Black have been treated like rock stars for the better part of 6 months. They are rock stars, number one. They're a great faction. Number two, if you're Malachi, why would you want to go back to that? Look, this opinion that people have of Triple H as if he's the second coming of Paul Heyman. He's not, kids. He's the second coming of Vince McMahon. I know you don't want to hear that. I know all you WWE lifers that worship the ground the McMahon family walks on doesn't want to hear that. But it's the truth because it sounds cynical, and it is. Triple H takes a lot of his cues from his father-in-law. Triple H is not a dummy. He's not dumb by any means. He's not an idiot. He knows what he's doing. I'm not saying he's incapable, but what I'm telling you is take a good, long, hard look at his booking and tell me, honest to God, What has changed? I know ratings are up. I'm glad they're up. I know business is great. I'm glad it's great. I have no disrespect toward that company at all. I don't know what all you think has changed. And if you think McMahon's way of doing things is dead, think again. I vehemently disagree with that. Doesn't mean they're going to tank. Doesn't mean they're going to close. Doesn't mean they're going to sell. I'm not suggesting any of that. But for anybody to want to go running back to that company because their boy is in charge, what'd your boy do for you last time he was there? Last time you were there? Nothing. Having said that, if Malachi wants to go back and become Aleister Black again, and that makes him happy, and it's what he wants to do, and he gets good money, he should go. I'm not a fan of it, but I don't have to be a fan of it. I wish him success if that's what he wants to do. I'm just saying. Brody, you know what I think, Chad? I would have agreed with you a year ago. I don't know if he's underrated now. You want to know why? Because enough of us recognize. I knew it when he was in Villain Enterprises and Ring of Honor with Marty Scurll and PCO. I knew it then. We saw the guy live, and it was like, oh, my God, this guy's a freaking monster. Holy Lord. It's true. I see where you're coming from, but I don't know if anybody thinks he's underrated at this point. I don't know that he is underrated because so many people recognize how good he is. I would like to have seen Brody King versus Brody Lee. I think that would have been. And maybe they did work at some point. Maybe they did. But if I need to look that up because I bet that was a great match. All right, kids. Since they got rid of Enzo and Cass, you had me at Cass. You lost me at Enzo. That fool. That dude is a legend in his own mind. Alma, you came in way late. All the best to you and your family, Alma. Good to see you. All right, kids, we're getting out of here. Thanks so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. We're going to take all this stuff off the screen. I got to go pick up family here soon. Yeah, finish out my day here. Do me a favor, kids. Everybody have a great weekend. Before we get out of here, do me a favor. Take this with you. Take this with you. Write this down. Punch it in your phone. Do whatever you got to do. Send smoke signals, whatever it takes. Tom Clark's 6M podcast. Movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. We just released episode 150 last week. I'm very proud of that. 150 episodes in the can. I couldn't be prouder of that. I love that show. I love doing it. It's one of my all-time favorite things I've ever done. This past Tuesday, we put out 151, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's a fun show. It's a fun listen, I think. Episode 150 was Constantine, starring Keanu Reeves. We've done a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, a lot of stuff planned. Episodes recorded we haven't released yet. Go subscribe and download. Free of charge to you. Don't forget about Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. Premieres Saturday, August 12th. In just 8 days, kids, you'll get to listen and watch. We've got a video version and an audio version of Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. I'm done. That's all I got. Thanks much for hanging out with me, kids. I appreciate you, as always. Thanks for your support. Thanks for being there for me. Thanks for supporting all the time. Thanks for listening to the show, for liking the show, for sharing, all that good stuff. I'm going to split. Thanks much again, kids. I appreciate you. Everybody have a great weekend. And I'm not going to talk over the outro this time because that stuff doesn't work. I've tried it. I'm just going to talk and let the music play. Friggin' camera, man. All right. Thanks, kids. Thanks for subscribing and downloading. We'll see you on the flip side. We appreciate you very much. See you next time. Everybody have a great weekend. See you next time. Tom Clark's Main Event, baby. Don't forget. Later.